Welcome to Is There More, the show that helps you uncover what's really going on beneath the surface. This podcast is brought to you by Dialog Life Skills, the world's scalable solution to the teen and young adult mental health crisis. We are looking for 300 creators who want to learn to dialogue for free in 2025. And if you want to be one of them, comment dialogue below or DM at @IsThereMoreWorld on Instagram. Today's guest is Patrick Thompson, a gifted editor and creator who, like many of us, found himself questioning everything. We met years ago during our semester in LA at Columbia College, Chicago, but it wasn't until recently when Patrick saw a video I shared online about my personal journey with Dialog Life Skills that he reached out and reconnected. If you're ready for something real, let's dive in. I'm your host, 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗲, and I'm listening.
Hello.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
You have a whole podcast setup over there.
Yeah.
Are you like are you a Twitcher? What do you do?
Yeah, I do streaming sometimes.
Nice. I recently just got my first podcast mic and I just had to put a pink fluff on it. This is so cute.
Little blue Yeti there. Nice.
Yeah. How are you though? It's so good to see you.
I'm good. Yeah. How are you?
I've been good. We reconnected because you saw a video I posted online, and I really appreciate you reaching out because of that. Like, that's awesome. For real. We knew each other back in film school? Long time ago. Literally like
2017.
Was it 2017? So we were in the same class in a different program. See, that shows you how messed up reality can be.
Yeah.
What if they just told us? What if they just did the same class, but just told us, like they told you it was directing? They told me it was producing because they were like, yeah, I don't think this girl's ready to be a director.
Yeah.
I went to Columbia for like 1 year.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year before I was like, let me go to this semester.
It was cool. It was fun. But
Graduated.
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. We don't need to take it all the way back to then. But tell me, like, I don't even know. You were in LA after that, right? You didn't go straight back to Chicago, or did you?
No, I stayed out there. So after that, I was lucky enough. I got a job editing right after that. So just kind of stuck doing that freelance until I left. So 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So that's a long time. That's 2023. That's 6 years.
Yeah.
How did you enjoy freelancing?
It was fun. It was fun. Stressful because you never know like the next job you're gonna get. But my first few years there, 2017 to 2020, I was working more an actual like studio, but it was kind of paid like freelance, but it wasn't. Okay. So I was driving from Van Nuys down to 𝗧𝗵𝗿𝗲 every day. So that was like...
Oh, whoa, that's a long drive.
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half one way every day.
Huge, man.
Yeah, it was tough. So that was a good experience. And then I started doing more actual like freelance stuff after that. So
nice.
Yeah.
You were freelancing, you were doing studio work and freelancing till 2023. And then, well, that's actually crazy because you made it through COVID, huh? You made it like all the way through COVID.
Yeah, it was very good timing because, COVID had just happened. And then I got more of like a solid freelance gig, like right as it started. And I was like, oh, okay. I was doing some like BuzzFeed stuff before that.
Oh, cool.
And I was kind of tired of that, so I was like, let's see if we can find something else. So I started with this other company that I was there till I left, Wildlife Media. So
yeah,
they're good.
Literally wildlife? Or...
No. They did like social ads and stuff for like Amazon and Disney and CBS and just a whole bunch of different things. So that was fun.
That
Yeah.
is fun. Social ads is pretty fun, especially like I don't
Yeah.
know, but now there's so much, technology. Are you like into AI at all now for like editing or anything like that? Have you
You
been playing
know,
around with stuff?
I do it for like Photoshop stuff,
Oh, cool.
but not really video editing yet.
Okay.
Um, Kind of scared to try because I don't want to take my job, you know?
Right. You
Like,
want to keep it sacred.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, there's so much you can do with it, so it's just getting
Yeah.
better and better every day. Have you? Have you tried like AI stuff?
Well, I'm not like technically an editor, but I do edit, right? So, on Riverside, have you ever heard of Riverside?
Mm-mm.
This platform is actually so bomb.
Yeah,
So this is what I actually just do the podcast episodes on, and like
cool.
obviously you can tell. And okay, the coolest thing, it has AI editing like on the platform.
Hmm.
So you can press one button and it can edit the whole episode for you. Take out the pauses, take out the likes, take out the ums and ahs. It has AI like
Oh,
enhancing audio, which is actually really, really good. That's like my favorite part about it.
oh,
And then
cool.
the other thing is it goes like it's like social clips AI, so you can hit
Hmm.
one button and you can also type in like whose ever name, like you could type in Patrick, like focus on Patrick, do it
Hmm.
30 to 60 seconds, and then it will give you like I would say like anywhere from like 8 to 12 literal 16 by 9 social media clips already
Whoa.
cut perfectly. And that's, I don't even know if I sent you like the Instagram I use for the podcast, but that's
Hmm.
how I do, I have to light edit
Yeah,
afterwards, but that's how I literally do all those clips. And it just
that's
makes it like
cool.
so fast because it's
That's
really good. It's making it a million times easier.
that's
Um,
amazing.
since I've been transitioning more into the entrepreneurial kind of space, because I was
Hmm.
really into after film school, I was making a living as like a model first, then a act like commercial actor, and then I got into like film acting.
Okay.
And so I was basically getting paid in front of the camera, I had never got paid to be behind the camera, I don't think. And so, but I would make these little, films on the side and stuff because I'm into filmmaking as well.
Hmm.
I didn't really have my like artistic voice defined. I didn't have a personal brand. Obviously, I wasn't on social media, so I wasn't really like building a presence. I was just simply going gig to gig on these acting jobs, and it was super fun.
Yeah.
But like at a certain point, not only did I realize I wasn't building anything, I was just simply being like I kind of like to say like a pawn in other people's literal projects, which is
Yeah.
fine, but it's not giving me anything. It's all just very like sand, it felt like sand.
Yeah.
And at the same time, my mental health was not good because I'm trained in method acting, and so I'm triggering my, you know what method acting is,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm triggering my past experiences all the time, all the time, all the time. And so I
Sure.
realized I was stuck in this loop, and then I was diagnosed with borderline and bipolar, and then I was like, holy, I need to quit. I basically was like, I need to quit acting
Yeah.
because I know this is one of the things, at least. Like I needed process of elimination. So I was like, I need to cut this out so I can see how crazy I really am right now, without actually trying to trigger myself.
Yeah.
That was a long story.
No, no, it's great. No, I'd love hearing it because, I haven't heard any of it, so it's good to hear it.
Right. Yeah. So that's the jam.
Hmm.
I told you my struggle. No, you gotta tell me yours now.
It started figuring out what to do. It was 2023, and I didn't know if I wanted to. I wasn't completely financially like struggling, but I knew if I kept staying in LA, I would be, just because it's so expensive living out there.
Mhm.
Um, and I didn't know what work was gonna look like in the next few months and that. So I was like, okay, let's move back home because that's kind of my only option right now. It just felt like I wasn't working and doing anything for me. I felt like I was just working for other people and didn't really have anything to show for it for 3 years of my life working out there.
Mhm.
And I was working pretty hard. Um, and it kind of tore my one relationship I did have out there apart, which I don't know if I was 100% in it like they were. I was more so attached to my work more than anything. and I'd be up at like just crazy hours of the night working. Sometimes it would be like 7 a.m. to like 3 a.m. the next day, like just constantly trying to do better and be the best that I could be. Because I always felt like I wouldn't have a job, you know, because it was technically freelance. It wasn't like hired somewhere. So, like I said, it just was draining, being in LA and working that much, and I just lost sort of that spark that I had as a kid.
It was like you completely lost touch with your inner child, I guess they say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Slowly, day by day, I felt like I was losing that. And then I moved back home. And
Did you do anything to like get over it, or were you just like, I'm out, like, peace, LA, this is the, like,
kind of, because like I just, you know, I never felt connected to LA. Like a lot of people were like, people are very, when they first get there, they're very like, whoa, like excited, like it's brand new. It's like, I don't like the warm weather all the time. Like, so, like, I miss the cold weather.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh yeah,
so from day one, I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, but I pushed through it.
The rain.
Yeah, it's raining right now.
It's pouring today. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, it's pouring today, and I woke up this morning, I texted my one friend who, she's not in LA anymore, but she was my last friend in LA, and I go, I am so grateful for the rain.
Yeah. I missed it too. I missed the rain.
But yeah, similar to you though, I felt like I was never, LA felt like to me somewhere that I would lose myself and find myself. I said it. But you know, somewhere where like I could escape to, but also like I would learn a lot of lessons there, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. Now I find I'm not attached to any one place. Do you kind of feel like that, or do you really feel like, okay, no, Chicago's home for me, I really don't want to go anywhere else?
You know, I don't have a connection to anywhere. I think most of my real life friends are here in Chicago.
Nice.
But I don't know if I want to live here forever. When I was in LA, and great kudos to my ex for pushing me to do this, but I never knew my dad growing up at all. I never reached out to him, never did anything. And she told me one day she had a dream. She's like, I had a dream and you regretted not saying anything to your dad. And I was like, She's like, I think you should reach out to him. So I was like, okay. Like I know his email off of LinkedIn, and so I was like, okay, I'll send him a message, and you know, whatever happens. I don't even know if he knows I exist. So I did, and he reached out to me like very quickly, and he's like, you know, I thought you existed. I thought maybe you were out there, but I never knew for sure. And I was like, yeah, hello. So he lived in Seattle. So I went there drove down between San Diego and LA to meet him for the first time. So that was a little crazy, but met him.
Wait, so you didn't? So you never knew your dad?
No, never knew my dad. My entire life. I just knew.
That's crazy. And your ex told you that, you know, she had a dream that you would regret it if you never said anything to him.
Yeah.
And so you knew his email from LinkedIn, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So you got his email, you reached out to him, he replied. He was like, I thought you existed.
Yeah. And we had like a back and forth, like, oh, like what's going on with your life? Like, what are you doing? Stuff like that. So he's very like straightforward, or not straightforward, but he's very friendly right away.
And then you got to meet him.
And then I got to meet him.
San Diego and LA somewhere.
It was like a very quick like drive up, like meet, just to see. And yeah, we just hit it off. And then I think the next year after that, I flew out to Seattle and met my half sisters out there who I never knew. One of them looks identical to me. It is terrifying. Yeah.
Freaky.
It's really freaky. And like all of his friends that I met out there was like, you look exactly like Lilith. And I was like, I know, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah.
Kind of crazy to be looking at someone you didn't even know existed and be like, you look just like me. That's freaky.
Yeah. It was
That's
bizarre.
cool.
It was
You
cool.
might.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. I'm glad I did it. And the weird thing is, I was 27 when I reached out to him and met him.
Wow.
And same thing with him. He didn't meet his dad till he was 27.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So what's the deal? Like, what
I
was the
don't
deal?
know.
You never found out?
No, I
Did
can't.
you find out what happened, like why he left your home or anything like that? You guys talk
I
about that?
I think it was just like a one night stand sort of thing and just like
Oh,
happened accident, but yeah,
okay.
always knew he
Wow.
existed.
That's
I always knew like who he
crazy.
was, but I just never had
Okay.
that courage to reach out
Interesting.
and then I did.
So,
So I was like, okay.
and then you did. And then how, and so interesting that you felt, and this was post moving back to Chicago, right? This was like,
Oh no, this was in LA. This is while I was in LA.
okay. So this was like what year? Like 2021 or something like that? Two?
Yeah, it was right after COVID.
Okay.
Um
Okay. Okay. Got
so
it. Interesting. Hold on now. So here's the timeline. This is
mhm.
before 2023.
Yep.
Do you think that meeting, like, do you still talk to your dad?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So did that like change anything within you? Like, did you feel completely different when you met him? Like, how was that?
Uh I mean I felt more completed, like more fulfilled,
Oh,
just
wow.
because it was always a missing part of my life. I mean, well, we weren't in the same class, directing class in Chicago, but
Yeah.
my short film thesis I made was about regret and
Mm.
um, about a guy who is dealing with his dad having cancer and then having that sort of like fallout with him, and right before it happens, and then having to deal with saying goodbye or not, and um, his relationship with his partner and how they influence each other, and then ultimately they do say goodbye to each other before he dies. Um,
So you
yeah,
kind of like manifested that too in a way. Not that he was dying, but
no, yeah, but sort of, yeah.
that's so crazy.
But yeah, I had all this like confusing emotions about it, like a lot of anger, like not knowing like why he wouldn't reach out, or why he wasn't there, and just sort of like I had those same thoughts in my head my entire life to that point. Like, what if I don't say goodbye? Like, will I regret it? Or if I say hi, even will I regret that? So, um,
I would love to see that film.
yeah, I could send it to you.
Yeah, I would love to. Honestly, we should screen it right now. We
No,
should put,
no, not right now.
you know, okay. Does it stand up? Like, do you still like it? Or is it one of those things you're like, "Oh, it seems like it was pretty, no?
I mean, it's good. It's good. I just
I'm sure it's good.
everyone who watches it says it's good, but like
Okay, okay.
it's
It's,
my own
I,
work. I don't, it could
yeah,
be
no,
better.
I can't wait to watch it though, because that's cool that you were able to express that. Man, that's what I love about filmmaking, because sometimes like
Mm,
so many things happen at once sometimes in life and you don't know how to even like express it, which is why I like the medium of film, because you can bring
mm.
in sound, visuals, textures, like you can bring in every sense, and so there's a lot you can put into one sto story. Jeez. The okay, so it's 2023. You're back in Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming your mom's at home, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And then is it just you and your mom?
Yep. Well, I
Okay,
just
so
want
you.
and a dog. Now we have Ghost.
Oh, oh, hey, go. Oh, okay, ghost. Time to ghost podcast.
Ghost podcast. Yes.
We're gonna go ghost on him today. Oh, microphone off. Uh-oh. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. It's touch. All right. Well, I'll let y'all
Alrighty.
get to it then.
Yeah.
Bye, Mr. Ghost. You're so
Bye.
lovely. Aw, he's tired too.
Bye.
Hi. I
Okay.
love dogs. Yeah, I love
I
the
know
way.
he's so cute. He's so cute. Okay.
So it's you and your mom, and you didn't tell your mom what you were going through. Also, because probably you didn't want
Mm-mm.
to make her feel any type of way, right? It's hard to tell our parents sometimes things, but
Yeah. I'm close with my mom, but I'm also like not 100% open. I mean, now more so I am, but before I wasn't um, very forward with how I felt about things. Um, and that's
you're
always,
closer to her now, but
yeah,
you weren't very open with her previously.
yeah,
And you think your relationship, you think being at home kind of maybe even got you closer, right?
yeah. I'd say, and also tearing us apart a little bit, just because being in the same place for so long is a little. Like,
Yeah.
I want to, strangle somebody sometimes, but it's okay. No, it's family. It's family.
Well, you have Ghost.
Yeah, I'm
Just
just
kidding.
kidding.
Don't
No,
strangle Ghost.
no,
Um,
no.
I just meant like, petting.
Yeah, yeah.
Like therapy dog.
Therapy
Okay,
dog.
so I got this nice mic because it's comforting and I can
Yeah,
just
you can just pet it. You
it's
just
just
pet the mic.
soft.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so you held it all in and what was it? Like what were you holding in? Have you figured it out yet?
I mean, I'm still dealing with it today too, but it just ended up being more of like a self worth sort of thing. Like I'd never valued my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own just value in general towards anything or anything I did. I was in another relationship. It was more of like a online relationship. She was in New Zealand. Um, and it was probably like the most, like we were so far away, but it was like the most connected I'd ever been with somebody, like just emotionally and mentally. Like we were just like two peas in a pod. It was like we couldn't not think of the same thing over and over and over again. It was like I just hadn't been in a relationship like that. And when that ended, it was tough on me just because I missed having a relationship like that with somebody, and it it brought me to try to find what the issue was because I couldn't vocalize it. I couldn't figure it out myself. I just knew there was something wrong. Um, so I went to therapy for the first time ever. Um, so it was in that I realized that nothing that I was feeling that was wrong about the relationship or like why it ended or whatever, like it wasn't me or my fault or like anything that happened, and I shouldn't think of it that way, and I should think of it differently or find other avenues of dealing with the sadness or the anger or whatever. And it's been helpful
Okay.
dealing with that. So,
Okay. Okay, so you found a different relationship after your LA relationship. You had a girl in New Zealand. It
mm,
was an online relationship only, although you were so far apart, you never felt more connected with somebody. I
mm-hmm,
love that. And so when that ended, you felt like really at a loss because you really enjoyed that relationship and you enjoyed
mm-hmm,
feeling that connected with somebody. Like you could finish each other's sentences. You had a very good emotional and mental connection.
mm-hmm,
And so the ending of that relationship prompted you to kind of figure out what was wrong with you
mm-hmm,
and go to therapy.
mm-hmm,
And that um, showed you that maybe there's, just the way you're thinking about it is like it's not your fault
mm-hmm,
that this ended. There's nothing wrong with you. And so you started to come to terms, and that started to be a little bit helpful
mm-hmm,
on your path towards like healing.
mm-hmm.
Did I get that?
Yeah.
Is there more to that?
Um, there probably is. I just can't think of it right now. But I mean, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you can go ahead.
Oh
I have,
no,
I have something, but
no. I mean, it was just it, it was. I mean, it's kind of just like. Well, I shouldn't even say that because that's sort of what I was trying to say that I'm over. Cliche. No. It was cliched.
You're not over. You're
No,
not over.
no. It was. I was gonna say it's cliche to say that like that is the reason why I was depressed over like a relationship, but I think it was coming to the terms of that it was more than that. That was just something that I've been hanging on to for so long, even before going to LA and all that happened. Um, I think it's just something I've been dealing with my entire life, that I've just always put other people forward first, and I never found that having that value for myself was important enough to do that. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, but
Yeah, I mean, I'll just marry you. So you don't feel like your relationship was the thing, which you're right, by the way. Like literally, the relationship today is not the thing that makes you depressed, that makes you anything, that triggers you. It's not. But the relationship with your parents is. It's your
Mhm,
dad and your mom, which your dad wasn't there.
mhm.
Maybe you had a father figure or somebody else. Maybe you didn't. When
It would always be through friends. Like
right.
they would always have their dads around, and I would always like vicariously live through them and
Yeah.
have
I
father
would
figures.
Yes, I would also do that with like happily married couples because my parents divorced when I was like 14, 13.
Oh yeah.
And it was like you're starting puberty. Like I had a pretty traumatizing like sexual experience then, and then my dad left, and then I was like, shit.
Hmm.
So, again, the combination of multiple things at once is like what forces us to go in different directions and
Yeah.
like split off from our true selves, but also so anyway, going back to what you're saying, um, you felt like your relationship showed you that you had a deeper seated issue that's been with you for a long time.
Hmm.
And have you figured out what that is? I mean, you said you never put yourself first, like you're not worthy of being first, and you put other people before you, like people pleasing, or just like you're beneath people or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Do you have any insight into why that might be?
Um, no. I know that's not very interesting, but
No, I mean it's just I'm trying to. So obviously, I also had that same issue. So let me think of an example for me, and then maybe
mm,
it'll spark something with you.
okay.
Okay, self-worth. As I'm like, I have every issue under the sun. Let me go through the Rolodex and find out which
No,
one
no.
is self-worth wound. I think it's just the more conscious we become of these things, like, right? Like I now know that I don't think I can edit. I don't think I can act. I really don't. I don't think any. So I have to write it down in my journal, like blurt, and then it's
You are a great actress, so I will say that.
thank you. And
You're welcome.
then next to, yeah, I'm working on taking compliments too, because I couldn't do that either. I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Horrible. So, but then I write down the blurt, and then right next to it, I write down like, I am, I am a good actress, or I am getting better every day. Whatever is a thing that like I can be like, yeah, okay, I can say that's true, right? I write
Mhm.
that next to it. So now every time I have that thought, now I switch it to the other thought. And I think like that's what I mean. It's just once you're conscious and it's like you're still driving down the same road, but now the flashlight or now the headlights are on
Yeah.
and like but it's still work, like you still gotta have step on the gas, you still gotta have your hands
Hmm.
on the wheel, you still gotta stay between the lines, like it's like you still have to do the work. I think maybe it just gets easier over time with repetition, and when
Hmm.
the positive stuff in your garden of your mind starts to outweigh the weeds,
Yeah.
basically. But it's work. It
Yep.
is work, but I love that you're doing that work with with your family now. You're close to your mom, with your therapist. Are you still going to therapy?
Um,
Or
she was having some health issues,
oh,
so she was also like switching practices, and when she switched practices, we didn't really. I do have her info. I just haven't gotten back yet. So I haven't gotten back to therapy, but I also haven't really needed it, I don't think. I'm still sort of practicing what I taught or what I learned from her. So and it was strange because well, not strange. It's not strange. I did BetterHelp, so it was
cool.
They just match you with somebody random first, and it was sort of having that insight to like realize that the first person they matched me with just wasn't the right person. I feel like the old me would just be like, go with it, like it doesn't matter, like whatever. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? No, like you're not the right person. So then I was like, I don't think I want a guy. I want someone else's perspective that's not me. Because the guy was just like agreeing with everything I was saying to him. I was like, I don't think that's right. Like I want someone to fight back, not fight back, but like have a dialogue.
Hold you accountable to be better, like accept you where you are, but see you as better, better than you are, or not better, but you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah. So matched with a female therapist, and it was the best thing.
I'm so proud of you for being like, you know what, this one isn't right. And like, are you one of those people who orders food and if they got your order wrong, you're just like, whatever, I'll eat it?
Well, that actually doesn't really bother me that much, but no, I'm not the one to be like, hey, you fucked up my order.
Well,
I just don't want the confrontation.
That's hilarious. The confrontation. I'm glad you mentioned that because, okay, so I also didn't like I more didn't like speaking up about what was inside of me.
Yeah.
And so for this method, it helps because you have to say, is now a good time to dialogue about this? And the person says yes or no. Yes, it is. No, it's not. And they can say 2 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, because asking is eliminating 50% of all conflict, since we're all, like we said, running our own movies. We're all in our different realities, same room. And so asking eliminates that conflict. But also it allows, like, if I want a dialogue, I have to, like, I don't know, like, I know it's a sentence stem. Like, what it's called is a sentence stem. So, like, I can't be afraid because I'm like, okay, this person in my life knows that we have an agreement that if I need to talk about something, I'm going to say, is now a good time to talk about this. And no matter how scary it is, there's a structure. It's a script. You just have to fill in the ad lib.
Yeah.
Like, and it's been very helpful.
If it works, yeah,
Yeah, because I was more like my mom's therapist. Like, she would come to me and my sisters for guidance and stuff, so we our feelings didn't matter. Nothing of us mattered, like with my mom. And then with my dad, it was like we couldn't have feelings were negative. And so yeah, I was not used to expressing myself in real relationships. And that's another thing I like about the dialogue is like, it's me and you, right? If we're in a relationship, we're talking to each other's faces. We're not like going to therapy, talking to the therapist, and then coming home and being like, hey, Patrick,
everything's fine.
Know what to say. Yeah, I figured it out in therapy. Bye. Let's just keep working and not talk about anything, So that's another cool thing about it. It's like we learn with each other, we practice with each other, and like it can be it's great in business because somebody's telling you, say a client's telling you like all the things that they want, and you use the mirroring tool. Okay, let me see if I got that. You want this, that. They're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so impressed. Like they're listening. And then at that point in business, it's cool because then you can suggest what you want after mirroring them, and they are much more receptive to it because you've already understood exactly what they said.
Yeah.
So like for me, practicing the mirroring has been really good because it slows my brain down and makes me, am I really listening what this person's saying?
Yeah.
Or am I trying to like put my thing on top of it and say, oh, me too, or this, that? And, sometimes I still do that, but I try to at least digest it first. And that's been really, really helpful for me.
Sure. That's smart.
Yeah. It's been interesting for sure. I wanted to tell you a story.
Okay.
I was in Hollywood, and it was my 2023 moment where I wasn't really broke yet, but I knew if I kept going like this, it was
Mm.
not gonna be good.
Yeah.
And I had already sold my car like at the top of the month. It was like October 2022 or something. I
Mm.
got a job on set as a PA. Somebody just like called me because I started telling people like, "Yo, I need work." Somebody called me and was like, "Hey, we need a PA for this set." I was like, "Oh my God, yes, I'm there." But I had to take the train and the bus and the train and the bus to get to
Mm.
North Hollywood from Koreatown or whatever. There's no direct line.
Yeah.
So I do it, right? I show up the first day. It was an awesome set. Like there was like famous comedians there. They put me in charge of
Oh,
talent,
cool.
so I was like having a lot of fun. The
Very
next
cool.
day, no, the same night I go home, I go to sleep. I don't wake up until like noon, or not noon, but like whatever. If call time's 7 a.m., I wake up at like 9:30 or something. I wake up late,
Oh no.
and I look at my phone. And I'm getting all these texts like, "Where are you? Where are you?" And then it's like, "Hey, we replaced you." And then it's like my friend like, "Oh my God, you didn't show up. Okay, come. Wait, no, don't come. They're really mad at you." Like, stuff like that. So I'm like reading all these messages, and in my brain I was like, "Shoot, like I really needed that job."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was in this situationship at the time. We were good friends though, so it was like cool.
Mm.
So we used to go to Starbucks like every morning. I was like, let's go to Starbucks. We talked. I told this guy I was with like, it was awesome yesterday, but maybe they didn't like me. Maybe I'm not good enough. I know I woke up late, like, but I think it's like he basically told me, hey, you should just still show up just in case, basically. And I was like, I don't know. I think they're better off without me. Like, I wasn't really doing a good job. I just started going down this whole thought spiral.
Mm.
And he literally looked me in the eyes and he goes, is that thought serving you right now? And I was like, no.
Mm.
And he was like, do you need the job? And I was like, yes. And he was like, go get your job back. And so I took a train and a bus and a train and a bus.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the job around like noon, actually.
Yeah.
They had already replaced me with a background actor who was on
Oh.
this. But I walked up to the producer.
Mm-hmm.
I looked him in the eye and I apologized. I told him, hey, I'm sorry, I'm late. I know what I did wrong. I won't do it again. Can I stay on set? I did it to the director and then I did it to the lead PA. And they said, okay, we're impressed you even came back, right? Nobody would ever do that. So yeah, you can have your job back. Background actor, go back to background. Megan's on. So that, and then later that night, the I didn't know this, but like the next day we got to set and the AD had got fired later that night.
Mm.
And so they had nobody to do like slate or anything like that. But because I'm just who I am, I was like, I got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just stepped into like doing, more than I was supposed to be doing, where I was literally fired the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So like that experience gave me, and that one thing, like, is that thought serving you right now? I think about that is burned in my mind because I realized like, hey, humans mess up all the time.
Yeah.
It's, are we willing to swallow our pride, look stupid,
Yeah.
or like even bare our heart or whatever if it's relationship situation, because I've done that too,
Mm.
and go back and like own up to our crap and apologize and like not beg for another chance, but just like say, I still love you, or I need my job back. Can you hire me, or whatever it is. And that moment made me realize that you can do that. No
Mm.
matter if you get rejected or not, you can still try.
Mm.
And that, I think, it was like the turning point for my life. When you're at your best, you bring other people your best, and that's what the world needs. It needs all of us to just tap into our own light and then just
Mm.
share it. So I think you are on the right path, Patrick. You are,
Thanks.
because you're on the healing. You are. You're on the healing. You're on the healing path. You're conscious. You know what the heck is going on, and you're also seeking ways to figure it out every day. But you also have come to the realization that it is in you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is, you have the power, right? You have the
Yeah.
power to change. You have the
Exactly.
power to heal. You have that power, and we all have that power in us. So
Slowly but surely, day by day.
Day by day, one step at a time. Keep walking.
And I'm very glad that I reached out to you because
Me too.
I love what you're doing. So
yeah, we do need to talk about, ways that we can connect and create something together, because
100%.
I love that you're on this path too. Like, yes, we are really looking for an army of 300 people who are going to connect in this way, share, learn how to dialogue, and then dialogue with the people in their lives, literally, because we've proven now, and I've also documented, that's making a more connected, less polarized world.
Yeah.
Literally, and like literal, our little circle or whatever, and then it spreads out, and then if we, this is a big vision, but if we have 300, say we find 300 people, create like a influencer type of people, they have 1 million followers, we start to create content around, this is an appreciation dialogue. Patrick, I appreciate you because of this. We flood the internet with good, positive, connecting things instead of negative hate, what are we doing, guys? We're not doing it right. But so that's the mission, that's the vision, is like, we teach people, and then we show it, and then we be it, right? And then start to shift. Basically, we just change ourselves, because that's all we can change, and then see what happens.
Hopefully we change somebody else.
Exactly. We always do, though, because we're really all connected. We're all one. Patrick Thompson, a thoughtful creator, a brave communicator, and someone who's doing the hard work of healing in real time. Patrick, thank you for showing up, being honest, and reminding us how powerful it is to reconnect with ourselves and with others. To everyone listening, if there's one thing we learned today, it's that self-worth isn't something we earn, it's something we uncover. When we create a safe space for real connection, we create space for healing. If you're ready to have better relationships, which lead to improved mental health, more career success, and joy in life, start with Dialog Life Skills and join us on this journey. I'm 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗲, and this has been Is There More? Thanks for listening.